Hi, Kate.
Hi, Jasmina.
How are you? How are you today?
I'm great.
It's
I'm good. Thank you so much. And yourself?
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you with us on this interview session with authors, because you have joined the June's nonfiction author series, the interview series, together with 11 other authors. And I must say, it has been a splendid uh, interview session with all 12 of you, actually. And the answers will be posted very soon. I just got back all the answers from the authors. It took a while to get all the answers from them, but now, since I have the answers from all 12 of you for all the 12 questions, I will be
Yeah.
posting it up real soon. So Kate, it is a pleasure to speak to you today, and also with regards to your book and also the work that you do. I think it is
Thank
really
you.
amazing. So probably
Thank
our
you.
audience today would want to learn more about you. So would you please let us know a little bit about your background and who you are, and how you actually came all the way from the past, and until who you are right now at this point of time.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kate Iroegbu. I'm the best-selling author of Triumph in the Midst of Adversity.com. I'm a life coach and I'm a strategic consultant. I'm a public speaker. In fact, I'm a motivational speaker. So, I I used to work as a medical laboratory assistant. For you who is watching me, if you haven't seen my bio yet, my background is microbiology, BSc microbiology. I've got to be as a microbiologist and got MBA marketing and business administration. So I used to work in laboratory hospital until 2017, when I started a strategy, consistent fulfillment strategy, which you can watch on my YouTube channel, Kate O Show. And what that strategy did was that it gave me a turnaround. From some of you there, we call it a turning point. And if you want to watch that video, it is tagged as the title, as the strategy you've never tried. With that strategy, I was able to actually write my book. The book got that's given the title over a decade ago, but I didn't even take it seriously. I didn't bother about the book. But with that strategy, I actually, knew how to, handle my adversities and turn my adversity to triumph. And in that strategy as well, I was able to become a life coach who work my on the planet. Because for you who is watching out there, everyone on this planet Earth was born for a purpose. And not until you find that which you're actually born to do on this earth, you barely exist. And that is what I did for myself. And I'm telling you, it's so fulfilling. It's more than £1 million in my house, because now I can indeed say that I'm in the driver's seat of my life. I'm doing what I'm born to do. It's so fulfilling. I just had an interview, I just did an interview couple of minutes ago as well with Samuel Hayland, who contacted me for an interview. He keeps saying, "You're so much, so funny. So what keep you though? You so." He said, I would like to continue with you, but have another interview." Oh my goodness! So that is what it is.
Right.
I've been through a journey of adversity, having gone through adverse situations, complex issues with my twin daughters. Negligence with daughters. I've been through marriage to crisis. I've been through in-laws pressure in marriage. I've been through sibling rivalry and hate, which you can check in my book. The main thing about this book, not just you reading through my adversities, but to actually understand what adversity truly is, because I have redefined adversity. Because the dictionary definition of adversity, I felt there was something that was missing, something that was so key, that was missing the dictionary definition of adversity. And that's why I redefined adversity. And that thing that is missing is the opportunity that your adversity, that is your difficulties, you. Because we dwell on the pain alone. In your adversity, I must tell you, there is an opportunity. Some writers have said that opportunity There is opportunity after an adversity, but from my own experience, which you can find in my book, there is opportunity even before your adversity. There is opportunity in your adversity, and there is opportunity after your adversity. It now depends on whether you are blinded to those opportunities, or you actually open your eyes to actually see them, advantage them. And my redefinition of adversity is this, if you care about it, is the situation that we have to undergo to be strengthened and prepare us for our next level of success in order for us to live a fulfilled life. I believe in life, you have to live that life to fulfillment. There must be a you're born, and you need to find it. If you do not find it, you'll be pursuing others' dream, and that will leave you as a counterfeit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So, Kate, talking about adversities and talking about the struggles that you go through as a person. I mean, the diverse struggles that you go through as a person in your life. What would you say is the biggest achievement of your life till date? Like, just to compare and contrast of where you were before and who you are right now.
Yeah, the biggest achievement for me, the biggest achievement for me to find my purpose, which I was able to find from adversity, because my adversity actually, have driven me to my God, given purpose, which is to fulfill. So know that I'm here on this planet Earth to support you out there, to give you the strategy to handle your adversity that led to ultimate triumph, which I've shared as well, and also to help you to turn your life struggles to success, and to motivate you in your adversity, because in your journey of adversity, indeed, I must say to you that it can be lonely. It can be very lonely, especially if you surround yourself with people who care less about you.
Right. Okay. So speaking about coming out of adversity, coming out of struggles as well, right? So, what do you think is the first? I mean, I believe you have outlined 8 key strategies of how to actually come out of struggle. So, what would you say is the first step that anybody who is struggling out there with any kind of problems that they may have, what is the first thing that you think they should be doing in order to come out of it?
My 8 key strategies are coined to be absolute. So the 8 is for you to truly acknowledge that you are going through adversity. That's a key thing, because oftentimes some people take adversity as the norm, some people on the carpet. So for you, if you do not acknowledge that indeed you're going through challenges, you're going through difficulties, you will not seek for help. So even if you have solutions around you and you do not actually acknowledge that you're going through adversity, help will not come. And also, just a point to clarify, this book is not just teaching you how to overcome your adversity alone. It's teaching you how you can indeed, be successful in the midst of your difficulties. That's why the title is Triumph in the Midst of Adversity. So it's not just teaching you how to overcome it, it's helping you, it will teach you how to overcome it. At the same time, even while you are still in that difficult situation, it's teaching you how to shine, how to be successful, how to triumph in the midst of your difficulties. Yeah, that's what it does. Because oftentimes, speaking with people as a life coach, and even me mentor people before I came to be a life coach, I realized that people actually, they are waiting for their challenges to be over, guys. And that is strange, because as human, we're prone to adversity, whether you believe me or not, whether you call it challenges, whether you call it difficulties. As a human being on this earth, I don't know what your race may be, no matter what your nationality may be, no matter what your qualification may be, maybe you, whatever whatever gender at all you may be, provided you're human, right? Having spirit and soul in your body, we are prone to adversity. For you to be waiting to overcome all your life struggles, all your challenges, before you actually live a fulfilled life, before you actually be that person that you want to be. It's just a life of a lie that is a life that is of lies. It means you are lying to yourself. And there's one thing I ask people not to do is to lie to yourself. Life's full of challenges. You cannot afford to wait, because asking you out there, for you out there who is watching me, if you know there's a specific date, that on this date life struggles will be over in your life, then you leave a message underneath this video, because I'm not seeing anyone on the planet can come out and say to me, Kate, do you know what? By 2020 January, I will not have any life challenges again. No, every human being on the planet Earth has one challenge or the other. The only difference is that the title or the topic of your adversity might be different from mine. Like
Correct.
for me today, I have a child disability, which I'm handling, which can be challenging, especially when the council taking forever, over 8 months, they've not put her in school, and has a big complex. I actually need to get someone who could support me, who can actually be able to work with her and tolerate her. That's very challenging for me. But for some of you, your challenge may be that you're struggling to write your book. You see what I mean?
Yes.
And for some of you, you're trying to get a baby, and for
Yes.
some, they're just looking for a job. So this is what it is. But the good news is that no matter what your adversity is, this book, Triumph in the Midst of Adversity, where I've shared my strategy, which you can see is now a bestseller on Amazon, right? We have a strategy that has been tested, and I can say indeed it works. Because in my city journey, I didn't go through just one or two. I went through adverse situations, and strategy have been tested during my difficulties. And I can assure you that if you follow the strategy step by step, from this, and follow the guidance the section where I wrote what you must do and what you must avoid in order for you to overcome any situation, I must tell you that you will triumph. People have actually just read the book and their life is a huge shift. So it's something you must grab on Amazon, which the link will be on this video. So you just on Amazon and type in Triumph in the Midst of Adversity, so you can get it, because my desire is for people to actually, move to their next level, the development of their life without any excuses. That is this is the reason for this book. It's a solution book that many has been anticipating.
Awesome. Right. So talking about book, right? So I believe this is your first book, all right? I understood that you actually put the writing of this book on hold for quite some time. So walk us through the process of writing that book, and what actually made you think that, okay, I should write that book? Like, what is it?
Okay. Right. The book took me a long time to write, because as I said in this book, when God gave me the book title to write, 2007, I was focusing on my pain at the time, because at the time God gave me the title of the book, Triumph in the Midst of Adversity, it didn't make so much meaning to me. I felt it was actually a joke, because I was, off and on the ambulance every, now and then with my daughters, going to the hospital. They actually had a big room in the Galway hospital that's always waiting for us to come and occupy. So it was a very difficult situation. All my energy was to help my daughter to overcome, the complex situation where the doctors have, where she had the augmenting overdose. As I took her to the hospital, they saw that she had birthmark on her body, and the doctor was quick to diagnose her for epilepsy. She said it's the seizures, the birthmark that was causing her to shake. She only had a little shake like that, but they put on anticonvulsant, and she began to have seizures, which was so challenging for me at the time. And not only that, on one of the visits to the hospital with my twin daughter, that's the second twin, the first one was tested, because they said it's a routine in the hospital. When a twin is in the hospital, twins are in the hospital, they are checked, even though they are not admitted. I said, okay, they should go ahead. And in that check, they found that the sister actually had a murmur of the heart. And when further investigation was followed up, which I insisted, they came up with the report that she had the biggest hole in her heart in medical time. It was a joke because I could see the adversity quite all right. Triumph. You see, at the time, I was just seeing the adversity. So when God said, write the book Triumph in the Midst of Adversity, I said, what? This must be a joke. I actually forgot about the title of the book for some time. For some years, I forgot about the title until Holy Spirit reminded me one time, said, what about the book you were asked to write? I'm like, what book? I've actually forgotten the title of the book. The only word I could remember is triumph. Was just triumph I could remember, you know. So it reminded me the title. I wrote it down, but I still didn't write, man, because I was pursuing my own goals. You see, when my daughter got a bit stabilized, I'm gonna move to Ireland. I felt to London. I felt this is an opportunity now for me to pursue my goals. So I was pursuing to become a biomedical scientist. I didn't even think about this. God have told me to support other people. When I was praying for my children to get excited to start a talk show to support other people as well, but I actually felt I'm a scientist. Why telling me to start a talk show? You know, I've been there. I've actually, you know, to the calling that God is giving me, but at some point in my life, I realized, which was for my book talk show, I started in 2015, but for the book, it was 2017, when I asked myself a key question, Kate, what is it you were born to do on this planet Earth? I asked myself that question. And I actually realized that I'm here to support people and to help them to get from where they are to where they want to be. And when I started the strategy, consistent film strategy, that was like a springboard for me. It was like a turning point. So when I had that strategy, it was self-check. So in that strategy, I was able to actually start my book and finish it within 8 months.
Okay, so I think it's more like connecting with your purpose. Once you have identified your purpose of life and what makes you want to, jump out of the bed every morning, and what keeps you going, right? So I think
that's the word.
That helps you to sort of like, give you a really very strong base for you to move forward, right? So also since your book is now out in the market, is on Amazon, how is the support from your family? How has your family been supportive, or probably your close friends? What were the feedback from them, actually?
Yeah, in a very encouraging. Some of them said to me that the book, which I have an interview with one of the readers of my book, which is on my YouTube channel. I think I tagged this interview ever. If you want to watch that, he said that the book is a manual of life. He read that book within 24 hours, and he said he had to study the book after he read it, and that the book is a manual. It's like a manual you have to go back to. And 4 other people have called me as well to tell me that, do you know, I'm studying it as well, that I keep referring to it, that they haven't finished it because they keep going back, to look at some stuff that they've read, want to apply in life. So they're actually using it as a guide to help them in their. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. So just very curious, because I believe that you actually devised all the 8 key strategies when you were going through difficulties in your life, right? So
Yeah.
how do you come about? I mean, like, you did you think about these 8 strategies before, or were you subconsciously already implementing this while coming out of your struggle? So how do you actually come out with the framework?
Okay. What I did was that I asked myself a question that, you've overcome these situations, you've triumphed in it. What about, do you think every other person out there who we go through, or who have been through your, similar situation, we actually, be able to cope on their own, to overcome it? And the answer I got was, not everyone goes. That's why you think some people go down the road of depression. So what I decided to do was to actually reflect back and say, okay, in my journey, what was it that was key? What were the challenges I went through? How did I overcome them? So that's why I came out with the strategy. So at the time I was going through my adversity, I didn't, as I said, forget about the book. See, I wasn't thinking about writing the book. It's not that I want to write and I said tomorrow, next tomorrow. No, I never wanted to. I didn't plan to write the book. Some of my friends that saw me as an author today is like a shock to them. I didn't even discuss it with anyone. You see what I mean? It's not something that I've discussed that, oh, I we're planning to write a book, then I procrastinated. No, I didn't. It was something I just said. It was like a joke. Said write a book, Triumph in the Midst of Adversity, in 2007 at the time, when my children were like, I didn't even bother about it. I just like, oh, Triumph in the Midst. I was okay. That must be a joke. Where is the triumph? I thought with what looking after my children. And when my children, when I moved to London, I wanted to continue career. I was focusing on my career as a scientist, wanted to come as a microbiologist. I was doing some top-up modules to become biomedical scientist. So that's what I wanted to do. That's what I was looking forward to doing. But when I was praying for my children to get well, I got a revelation that I should start a talk show to support and encourage others. But I was praying to get, like an answer for healing for my children. But God was telling me to go and be supporting other people who are going through the same situation or any difficult situation that they are going through. And I was like, no, I can't be doing that. I want to become a biomedical scientist as a microbiologist. How will I be doing a talk show? What is a talk show? How does that relate with what I'm doing? I actually argued it. I'm telling you. I mean, like, this is my daughter. I love you, but you're so stubborn. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do something else, you see. But at some point, I hope they don't. So that was the situation at the time,
So I guess you were trying to put yourself in the situation of the others who have not even been thinking about coming out of that situation yet. So I think once you're out of that tunnel, you try to put yourself in the people who are still stuck in the tunnel, and then you're trying to see, okay,
Absolutely.
where are they right now, and then why are they stuck, and then you try to devise a strategy or probably a framework that is going to help them to come out. So I think that's really excellent. So tell us a little bit about your life coaching career, and also how does this book actually relate to your life coaching career? How do you promote your book in that process?
Okay, my coaching program is Triumph, Adversity to Triumph. That's one of them. And the best-selling coaching program, which I have on my website. And what I do is to help people to get themselves, to have a better understanding first of what adversity is. So that's how it's connected with my book, because in my book, as I mentioned earlier, I have redefined adversity. So in my coaching section, I help clients to have a better understanding of what adversity is, which is, more than the dictionary definition of adversity. So that they see adversity as just problem only, because people focus on the pain alone. And when you do that, you miss it. You see, when people focus on the pain that you're trying to bring to you alone, you are going to miss the opportunity that is before you. In fact, you'll be blinded to the opportunity. You won't see it, because before, even when God gave me the title of this book, I didn't write it because I was dwelling on the pain I was going through with my twin daughters. I wasn't seeing any opportunity. So that's the first thing I clarify with my clients in that coaching session. And also, I let them know that every stumbling block that they are going through, I help them to overcome them. So every limiting beliefs that they might be having, things like I'm not good enough, I can't do it, not good enough, I will not be able to achieve this in my life, all this kind of belief. My father never achieved that, my mother, no one really has been really obvious. If you start a business, you don't achieve anything, all those kind of stuff, depending on where they are coming from, what their background is, and what is it that where they're at, because everybody are on different levels. So I treat my clients as an individual. So I have a program that I structure to meet my client need. And how I do that, I first of all have 1 hour free consultation with my clients, where I actually know what is it that they are going through their life, what goals they want to achieve. and I also help my clients to actually, align their goals with their core values. Because if you don't know what your core values are, it is very difficult for you to achieve any goal. So oftentimes people will say, oh, I hate, for instance, if someone wants to open a shop now in front of my car, and one of its core value, for example, I hate noise. If you hate noise, you hate seeing people, and I'm here in my car, and I'm going to start my car, I'm going to make noise, and I'm going to be passing you every minute, and you don't really like seeing people, and you put your shop in a center where people will be coming in and out, so you'll be attending to people, then you might not achieve that goal of having a business where you're seeing people all the time. Because for some people, for me, I'm a people's person. Anywhere I've worked, they've known me for that. But for some of you, you may not be people's, it's not, there's nothing bad in it, it's just you knowing who you are. So for someone like that, having a shop in a busy place where you'll be seeing people, they attending to people, you won't be really come out, you won't really be the best person to start that business. That's why you see people who work in customer service, they get frustrated because they are not used to helping people. They are used to listening to people's problem. They get irritated. I've been in customer service and I hear other customer service advisors actually complain and say, oh my God, Kate, you're so patient. These people, they complain too much. I'm like, I said, that's why I'm here. I find it strange that customer service advisors are actually complaining. The customers are complaining. I don't get it. For me, I don't get it. Because I am going to work every day to actually listen to customers complain and help them to resolve it. That's what I go to work to do. That's what I look forward to. I want to help them. So when you call in and tell me all the shit, all the rubbish, because they use that language, excuse my language, no customers, they can use any language, they tell you all these your days, use F language and whatever sometimes they do. What sometimes they don't, they just really bring the company on. It's not my position to be upset that my customers are upset, because customer advisors sometimes they do that. When a customer comes with that attitude, with that approach, being upset with the services we are rendering or what we are not doing as an organization, it's not something you should take personal. I've had colleagues who have told me, Kate, this job is really hard because they don't like me. The customers, they're so rude to me, they don't like me. I said, what do you mean? I said, these people barely know you. They don't know you. They're not talking to you. They're talking to the organization. You are a representative of the company you work for. So you need to take ownership of the errors, of the mistake that your company, they are making out, and your position to correct that mistake. That's what you're here for. That's what you're paid for. And she looked at me and she said, Kate, really? Oh, thank you. I actually thought they hate me. I said, no, not at all. They don't even know who you are. You see what I mean? So that is why you should know what your core values are. Because if you have a goal, no matter how big good goals are, if you don't align them with your core values, I must assure you that you might not likely achieve those goals.
Yes, exactly. I think it also comes with your attitude, or probably the way that you do things. There is this saying that says, how you do everything is how you do anything. Right?
The volume has actually gone down after that call. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. So loud.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So there is this saying that that goes like this, how you do everything is how you do anything, right? So I think
absolutely.
Yes. So whatever that you do, I think how you do it, even if it is a tiny little task, I think how you do it is actually how you do the bigger ones, the big ones, right? So
absolutely.
I think that is something really, really very deep. And so coming to your work, I think it is really something very fulfilling that you have created for yourself, right? So how do you perceive in terms of promotion? I mean, how do you promote your books and push the sales at this point of time? I believe you're a self-published author at this point of time. So walk us through some of these strategies that you have used so far in order to market yourself as an author and also to market the book itself.
Yeah, first of all, so I've also contacted you as well on Facebook. what you're doing, promoting authors, so which I contacted you, and I've come on your platform. That's one of them as well. And before that, I asked my channel to promote myself as an author. So just the way she's the author of what's the name of your company again? International what's the name of your company again?
International
Could you
Book
remind
Promotion?
me? Yes, yeah, international book publication there. So promotions, things like that, you need to look out for them as an author, because most time many authors put effort. We put effort on writing the book, where I don't put that much effort in the marketing. I have a YouTube channel, Kate Iroegbu, so I've used my YouTube channel as a platform as well to promote my book. And another way I do that, before my book was released on the paperback, so I post on my social media, talk about it, you know, give tips about my book. That's one way I was promoting it. And now that it's out, I've done a talk on different chapters of this book on my YouTube channel, which you can listen to in my YouTube channel as well, Kate Iroegbu. I've done Facebook live streams, I've had interviews as well about my book. And also I've had my book posted on different platforms. People have huge followers. You can actually contact them and contact us. So you pay for their service, and they post your book link on platforms where your book will be marketed. And also presently, I'm doing sponsor ads on Amazon. I'm doing sponsor ads on Amazon, and also I had a mentoring coaching which I enrolled on, and also because one way is this: whenever I want to do something, I want to get the best out of what I do. Whatever I do, like it's saying, so whatever is worth doing well. Some people say anyhow. I believe that you have to put in the best to improve. You see what I mean? I believe in doing things properly. So before I became author, I actually looked to go for mentoring. I've gone to book camping. I've read webinars, listened to webinars, read books about, publishing a book, and, showcase yourself as an author. So I've done all that. And also I've had the radio interviews on my book, and I have radio as well. There's Graham show in the US. He had an ad on my book in one of his shows. So I'm still working on that, but I do a lot. I believe that marketing is a key part of your book publishing as an author. Not just writing the book and put it on the shelf, but people actually, knowing that the book is there. Because what I say is this: if my book is made to solve a problem, and the book cannot actually get to the people who need this, this book, because I call this book a solution. They are anticipating. So if I see it as a solution for many, and people are not actually aware that the book is there, then my effort of writing the book is not really fulfilled. And the essence of me writing the book, the goal I really want to achieve. But for some people, they want to just make money and fine. If I £1 million in this book, and the distributor buys it for me, and I call the distributor who buys my book for £1 million, he tells me people are not buying his book, I'm fulfilled. You see what I mean? I won't be fulfilled, because my desire is for people to read it.
Exactly.
So anything I do, is a I'm not in a business, really. I'm in business, don't get me wrong, so you don't think I'm doing free job. I'm in business, but I'm in my calling. You see, when you are in a calling, different from when you're just doing business. You see, I'm not just doing business like every other person doing business. That's why people chase money.
Correct.
I'm motivated by results. I want to see people actually help. I will see people actually, get results. Move from what, as a coach, I was taught not to, actually move by results, because it's a calling for me, as I said. I actually want to see your life transform. That is what gives me motivation. That's what gives me fulfillment. I want to actually help you to transform your life to that person that you can be. Because your life struggle, your life difficulties is not enough to keep you, your comfort. And that is why now I've launched a new workshop, which is how to turn your adversity to triumph. Because that's why we have 2 programs launched to help people fulfill their potential. I actually realize as well that everybody's at different level in their life. People to fulfill your potential is for them. Key to unlock your potential is for them, is help them. But there are some people that will not even leave their house because they are overwhelmed with their trouble. All they
Correct.
see is the trouble they are facing, the challenges they are facing. So those group of people, those are the people I've started this workshop for. All they know is their problem. That's what they believe that is happening in their life. They do not see light, even at the end of the tunnel, they are not seeing light. How much more Kate Iroegbu come to tell that there is light right in the midst of your adversity. That's what I'm telling people. I'm not saying there's light at the end of the tunnel where you overcome your trouble, that you'll be
Correct.
good. That's what I'm teaching. That's not what I'm teaching people. I'm actually helping people to understand that in the worst situation that they find themselves in, they can triumph. If someone's out there now, maybe you're homeless or maybe your life you're in the worst situation, if you do not know how to turn it to triumph, just contact me. It's info@triumph in the midst of adversity.com, because you don't need to overcome it first, because that's the mistake people make. Your difficulties might be what you need to get where you want to be, guys.
Correct.
What you are looking for to actually achieve before you can build that life, build that business that you want, or to live that fulfilled life that you actually looking forward to, it might never come to reality, because your journey might be that is the struggle, the pain you are going through. That's what you need to turn to profit. And I'm here to help you. So I can help you turn your pain to profit, turn your passion to profit as well. So it's important people actually get this, because this is why a lot of people are stuck. And you see a lot of people being jealous, envy, people not being very supportive, the society, people are not being, very, very kind to each other because they're not really happy. They believe that they are stuck. When you see someone doing well, they're not happy for that person. It's because they do not understand how to turn adversity to triumph. For some people, it might be childlessness. That is your pain. Come and contact me. While you're working on getting a child, I can help you turn that childlessness to something in your life. Be like, wow, so I can do this. Yes. Some people say, oh, they are poor, they are struggling financially, and they are waiting to have money before they can start a business. You don't have to wait. Contact me so that you can learn how you can turn your financial struggle to something positive. That's all you need to learn. It's wisdom. I said to you, God have blessed me with this wisdom. I don't want to die with it. I want to use it to help you, so you can turn your life struggle to success. So there
Awesome.
is no point seeing you going down the road of depression, whereas
Right.
I have a solution for you. It don't costing you. You don't need to break the bank before you can fulfill your destiny, before you can triumph. It's wisdom. It's what you need to know. What you don't know, you don't know. So if you want
Correct.
to know, get in touch. I'm here to help you.
Right. Exactly. So, it's really amazing. So, it's really mind blowing to see someone speaking very passionately about what they do, and especially in helping someone else, very selflessly helping someone else doing this. And you're not just viewing it as a business, but there is a strong calling for yourself behind all that, just like how I have my very own purpose of coming up with international book promotion, because I know that authors actually have written something because they want to tell the whole world that I have a message. I just want to tell people out there. So I feel like me being a blogger and also a writer, I actually share the same page. So when I do something, I think I keep the other authors as well on my mind. So it helps me to go further from there. So speaking about your future writing plans, are you having any other books that is going to come out, or are you writing any books at this point of time? So tell us about that.
Jasmina, you're so smart. The interview I just had, before before the interview was the first time I actually came publicly to actually talk about the book. Though I mentioned in my book that I'm working on a book, but I kept it secret. Yeah, I'm in a book, yeah, which is to help people. It's a motivational book that I'm writing, which I look and on the book, a motivational book, which I want my clients as well to, who I'm working with, and other people out there who actually want the wisdom and the motivation to move on to their life. It's not just a motivation only, but also wisdom nugget in it. for you to actually understand life better and how to live your life daily with so much motivation and believing in yourself and really know that you can be who you want to be. And that book is this like something that's much easier for people to just look at, and even if you're a lazy writer, a lazy reader, able to read that book, you know, because it's not going to be a bulky book, but it's a book that, you know, every page you open, you have something that you want to lay in and actually make you a better person, make you feel better about yourself, and take you to where you want to be.
Right. So,
And my third book will be on marriage, which I've also said in my book. Yeah, I'll be working on marriage. Yeah, because what I'm doing now, my life is to turn my life struggles to success. Any difficulties I've gone through are challenging. I'm right here. I believe that God allowed me to go through them, so I'll be able to help you to go through that journey much smoother. So that's what I'm doing. So after I finish with this book, I'll be working on my book on marriage.
awesome. Right. So, thank you so much for actually joining us today and also speaking about your writing journey as well as your books and also your future plans and how your book is actually so much connected with what you do soulfully as a business. And it was a pleasant experience talking to you today, and also to learn a little bit about your book and also the 8 key strategies that you've always been talking about. And I really think that, you know, people who are going through difficulties, I think they should get a copy of your book. So thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to talking to you in the next interview sessions. If we have the opportunity to cross path again, it will be a pleasure to talk to you again. So thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you so much, Jasmina. Thank you.
Thank you.
My desire, as I said, is for my book to go all over the world, because I actually want to see the world population fulfilling their potential. I don't want 92%, you know, not fulfilling, but, you know, 92% fulfilling, 100% possible. Let it be that people are really living the life that they deserve, because indeed you can be in the driver's seat of your life. It doesn't take that much. Quit your fears, believe in yourself, you know, believe in God. And if you don't believe in God, hang into my faith, you know, and I'm telling you, it is possible. Just have to believe. When ideas come, don't mess with ideas. Ideas is the currency to wealth and riches. So when you have your ideas, put it down, black and black paper, black and white, and do something about it. Work at it. Put down key points, action plans. If you do not have a coach, have a coach, because sometimes people struggle because they do not have support, that guidance. If you don't have a coach, grab a coach. If you don't have one, you can contact me. Let me be your life coach, because I can help you to, you know, actualize those dreams that you think is impossible. Because if you think it's not possible, I will tell you how it is possible. As a life coach, you shouldn't guarantee success, but in my life coaching, I guarantee success, honestly, because that is what my motivation are, to see you actually move from where you are to where you want to be.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Jasmine.
Thank you so much.
Your smile is so warm and relaxing and everything. Thank you for the good work you're doing for authors as well.
Right.
You know.
Thank you so much, Kate. So I will let you know once the video is ready. I will try to edit and then I will put it up on YouTube. So thank you so much once again, Kate. Have a great day.
Thank you, darling. Thank you for your time, staying up at this time, for your sacrifice for authors. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.